All right, Colonel G.E. Cockrell here with Pastor Jerry Dorris, and this is the Reformation Recap, where we bring you kind of the best of what was preached this morning at the Reformation Church of Shelbyville.
And that's the whole sermon.
Well, it really is. We pare it down to what we try to do under 5 minutes. Is
Right, let's do it under 5 today.
Let's try.
All right.
We were close last week. And so this morning, Jerry, you took us through Mark 6, really the passage about Jesus walking on the water, which
Right.
has unfortunately became so...
Eminem's got a song called Walk on Water.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And this is just something that we've heard over and over again. We've become desensitized to it, right?
Yeah.
And so you talked in terms of the entertainment industry this morning and kind of bringing us CGI images through superhero movies and that kind of thing. Talk a little bit about that and what really was the impetus behind Jesus' point here.
Well, I don't want to blast the entertainment industry. We all enjoy
Sure.
the Marvel universe and DC and whatever they all are. But it has desensitized us. It makes us numb to the fact that Jesus actually walks on water.
Yeah.
Because, we're going to see this December 21st, I think it is when Aquaman comes out.
Can't wait.
And he's clearly going to walk on water.
Right.
Right. But that's not real.
Right.
And so the attempt here was to try to help us to kind of scale the walls of those expectations and to get our text up above that, to realize, no, guys, he actually did this. And this is a display of his holiness, of who he is. And it's shocking. It terrifies the apostles, as it should.
Sure.
And that's what I was contrasting, the hero movies, is that helps us to visualize it, but it's really the horror movies that help us to understand the emotion that the apostles felt when they see Jesus at 3 a.m. in the morning walking next to them in a boat. That'll freak you out.
They thought it was a poltergeist.
Yeah, they thought that many commentators talk about how they thought that a ghost had been risen out of the sea from the storm, and
Sure.
that he was there to torment them, and so that's their fear right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
So what are some of the applications for us today in regards to this story?
Well, we need to be confronted with his holiness. Whenever the holiness of God is elevated, we are brought into our right place in our position with him. And so that's really the impetus. Mark has given this to show the apostles who Jesus is, and it's for our account as well, so that we are humbled by this. We recognize who it is that we serve. We are callous. We so quickly run to Jesus. We append him on the end of a prayer because that's what we want. But we don't go to him for his word. We don't go to him. We're hardened to him, to who it is that we profess to serve. And so this is a challenging passage for us to recognize who Jesus is.
Yeah. Now, and tacking on to the end of that, right, is this idea of he's doing this because they didn't get the feeding of the 5,000.
Right. They didn't get the point.
They didn't get the point. They don't understand who he is and what he's come to do.
Yeah. You would think that feeding 20,000 people would be enough for them to go, wait, this is Yahweh in human flesh here.
Sure.
But it wasn't. And they were desensitized to it. They were hardened to that. And so this event, they're still hardened to this. In a couple passages later, there's going to be these incidents where they still don't recognize who he is. They're going to struggle with this theme throughout the Gospels. It's not until we get into Acts that the apostles really forcefully are proclaiming that Jesus is Lord, that he is Yahweh. And so that message is coming.
Yeah, and these are people that walked, his best friends, right? I've heard that the real miracle of Jesus is being 30 years old and having 12 friends, right? These are his friends, his boys that are walking with him day in and day out, right? Seeing him actually do these miracles, and they're oblivious, right? Such is the case with our world.
If they can be hardened, we can be hardened too, and we are hardened. And so we need to be to approach this text and just be sensitive to who it is that he displays himself to be, and submit to him. This is a call to submission.
Amen.
We need to submit to King Jesus. He's the shepherd king. He's the king of the waves.
Amen. No doubt about it. Jerry, thank you so much for faithfully coming in, preaching the word week after week. On behalf of Pastor Jerry Dorris, the Colonel, we're out.